Zone. Immediate zone. 2, 1, go! 4-time with Myriad. You've got Coach Jared here and
Coach Marta.
yes. And today we're going to be talking about I'm very intrigued by this topic of the yoga retreat that you most recently went on.
Well, I didn't just go on it, I led it.
Well, yeah, sorry, correct. You led it, you were the boss, you and your
Yes.
sister created this from scratch. It's like almost like a
Yes.
separate business at this point. I mean, it is from that point.
Kind of.
Tell me a little bit about, well, first of all, where did you go?
We went to Morocco.
Okay. Where at in Morocco?
So the retreat itself was in Marrakech.
Okay.
We were in Marrakech in the city, and then also part of the time in the Agafe Desert, which is just outside of Marrakech.
And where is Morocco? For those who are geographically, what's the word I'm looking for? Uninclined, like myself?
I was going to say declined.
Declined,
It's
I know.
uninclined. It is uninclined. It is in northern Africa.
Okay, and in Northern Africa, like, are we in Central? Are we West? Are we East?
So, Spain, it's near
Okay,
Spain.
okay.
Like, it's just across from Spain.
Gotcha, I can track that.
Yeah.
And what is the body of water across from Spain?
Oh my gosh, this is like a quiz.
You were just there!
Well, I know the Atlantic Ocean is there, so that makes it on the western side.
Was it the Mediterranean that like separated it?
No, I don't think that's the Mediterranean that separates it.
All right, we are failing our geography class
I didn't
right
know
now.
this was going to be part of it.
I didn't either. I just kind of was winging this, and now I'm embarrassed with my geography. So I'm going to look this up immediately after this.
I know that I was on the coast in Rabat at one point, and the Atlantic Ocean was there.
So let's talk about that. First of all, how did this originate of having a yoga retreat with your sister in Morocco?
Well, my sister is also a yoga teacher. Obviously, she's taught yoga much longer than I have, and I've gone on yoga retreats with her. That is a part of her own business. She leads them several times a year.
Oh, very cool. I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
she does. So she does it a lot, and she and I have always wanted to lead a yoga retreat together. And she kind of asked me last year, like, hey, do you want to do this? And I said, yes. And honestly, it was just a lot of Googling, like, where are there retreat centers in the world? Because you can find different places that host yoga retreats all over the world.
Got it.
That are specifically set up to host yoga retreats. And they'll help you arrange activities and stuff like that. So that we don't have to be, like, travel guides.
Travel guides, tour agents, the whole
Exactly. So we just started Googling, and then I was like, I've always wanted to go to Morocco. And she's been to Northern Africa before.
Okay.
She lived in Tunisia for 3 months when she was in college. So it was an area she was kind of familiar with, which was nice too. And then we found a retreat center there called Qarrya Retreats is who we worked with. And she realized that some people she knows from New York had also led retreats there.
Okay.
So that was kind of affirming
Connection,
to know, like, okay, there's some connection there.
Got it.
And once we met with the owner of Qarrya Retreats, we're like, we feel good about this. And it just seemed like an intriguing place to go.
I'm personally curious from a business aspect, not that I'm going to get into the retreat business anytime soon, but is it like a lump sum that you owe the retreat itself, or is it like a per head, per person, or do you have to like reach a threshold? Like, how does that work?
A little bit of all the things. So we actually get paid by them. They paid us.
Oh, interesting.
So what we do is Qarrya Retreats is like, great, you want to host a retreat with us. These are all the activities you can do. What
like
do you want to do? Yeah, so we picked all of the things we wanted to do, and then they packaged it together into a retreat. They asked us how many people we thought would come. Our goal was 15.
Okay.
We could have up to 20, but we had to have at least 10 people come.
Got it.
And then we set a price for how much we wanted to get paid per person.
Got it.
And then we got paid that.
Do they help you market it, or is it purely you all who have to market it?
They do some marketing, but I mean, everyone that came were people that knew us.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's the business side. You guys put it out there. I know, like, your personal Instagram, you had it out there quite a bit. You guys sell, it does well. You get prepared to go, and then you and your sister go on this, go out a week early. Talk about that a little bit.
So she and I went out first. We flew into Casablanca. We took the train to Rabat, which is a coastal city, which was very cool. And we just wanted to do some exploring on our own in Morocco first because neither of us had been there. We wanted to get our bearings and.
Okay. And is that New York to Casablanca direct?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Much cheaper than flying from Indy. I recommend that for international flights. Like, look from New York first.
Correct.
And then worry about your connection. But yeah, so we took the train to Rabat, spent a day and a half there, and then we went to Fez, which is northern in Morocco.
F-E-Z?
I've seen it F-E-Z and F-E-S.
Okay.
I think it's spelled both ways.
Got it.
But Fez is a very old city in Morocco. We spent 3 days there. So it's a very historic, like medieval city.
Very cool.
Very much felt like being, it was a large culture shock because it's very different than being in the US. And she and I didn't really have plans for our travels before we went, so we were just figuring stuff out as we went along.
Yeah.
But it was easy. People are very nice in Morocco, and they want you to genuinely have a good time. So they're very helpful. They're very gracious.
Language barrier issues? Yes, no, kind of?
Well, kind of, but I'm very fortunate because
You're
my
fluent?
sister, no. I definitely don't speak Arabic, and I definitely don't speak French. But my sister speaks French.
Okay.
Yeah. So she did a lot of the translating for us.
Gotcha.
Of course, people in Morocco, most of them speak Arabic and French and some English.
Interesting.
Embarrassing,
Yeah,
you know,
super
to go there and be
embarrassing.
like, I can't speak anything but
Yep.
English. But so I was able to communicate through my sister and then just
Got it.
through some English.
Did you ever feel like when you weren't with your sister and you had to like go to a convenience store or something, did it ever stress you out? Like that stresses me out when I travel internationally where I'm just like, I gotta go to the store by myself and like, if Caitlin's with me or someone else is with me, I feel better about it. Like I have backup, but like by myself, I always felt weird kind of like going out.
I don't know that I had that exact experience, but that doesn't make me nervous.
Okay.
I'm just like, I don't know, we'll figure it out.
Cool.
Somehow.
Cool.
Signing.
So you guys are there for a week by yourselves, kind of exploring, doing your thing, and then the retreat starts. Everyone flies in on their own. Do you all pick them up at the airport and like get them there, or they just find their way to the retreat center?
So Qarrya Retreats arranges all of the pickups.
That's super cool.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
So everyone gets picked up because they all land at different times, and then they get taken out into the retreat center. The first place is in the Agafe Desert, so it was like far out there. Hannah and I arrived at 9 p.m. at night. It was very dark.
I'm sure there's like stars everywhere.
Yeah,
'cause
they
there's no
sent
city
some
light.
like teenage Uber driver to get us, and he was lost. He was very confused, and we were like, "Where are we going?
Are we going to be buried in the desert somewhere?
Yeah, everyone else had a different experience than we did
Got
because
it.
they had like official pickup transfers, but we
That's
came
funny.
the night early, so it was just an Uber driver, and he was definitely concerned about his very nice car.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful when we got out there because it was in the middle of the desert, and it's just this gorgeous retreat center.
And what does that look like? So are you staying, like when I picture retreat, it's probably wrong, but I picture just like a room with a bed and a cot and that's it. Like, or is it like a hotel? You have like,
So both the places they use are actual resorts.
Okay.
So there's also people there on vacation.
got it.
The one in the desert were like these little mud huts. They're a traditional style of building that they use
Very cool.
out in the Atlas Mountains in Morocco. And so they were pretty small. My sister and I, tile floors, 2 beds, and then a bathroom that we shared. But it's like the size of a small hotel room.
Did everyone have to share rooms or was that like
No,
a,
you
okay.
get to choose.
Okay.
It's a little cheaper if you share a room.
Got
So it's a mix of like some people want their own space,
Totally.
some people share.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It'd be like, leave me alone. This is my retreat. Stay away.
Yeah,
Leave me
if
alone.
you don't like to share a space, you shouldn't share a space on a retreat.
Got it.
That can get stressful for people.
So you're there for 2 days, you said, or a day and a half, the desert retreat?
We were there for 3 nights.
Three nights, and then you go to the other retreat center.
Which is just outside of Marrakech.
Got it.
So closer to the city. It was, we kept saying it was very White Lotus. It was very nice. This is a place where a lot of, especially people from France, go to vacation. So
Yeah.
a lot of European
Got it.
vacationers there.
So kind of a decent amount of money out there?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, well, yes. And also for us, things are pretty inexpensive in Morocco.
Makes sense.
With the currency.
Yeah. So what does a day in the life of like a yoga retreat day look like? Like a typical day? I know you guys did a bunch of different things, but like what does a normal day look like?
So it kind of depends on the retreat you're going on. Ours specifically was titled Yoga and Culture. So we did
Very
a lot of activity. So usually we would wake up in the morning and do a morning yoga practice and have breakfast as a group together.
Early.
And, 7:45.
Early for their culture.
It was early for their
You
culture.
shared that with me earlier.
Yes, they do things late in the day. But that was always nice. And then we would do an activity. So usually it would be like a tour of the Medina, which is the marketplace, or we did a cooking class.
Okay.
We did historical and culture tours where we got to see old mosques and schools and things. So there was usually one activity that took 2 to 4 hours,
Got it.
depending on what it was. And then you come back, there's some free time. It's a resort, so there's like a pool. It's beautiful. There's things, shopping to do, stuff like that. And then there is an afternoon yoga practice.
Okay.
After that, people would have a little bit of time. We'd meet back together for dinner. It was usually on the resort. Sometimes we went to a restaurant together. And then you went to bed and you did the same thing the next day.
Kind of sounds like my dream, to be honest. Like I honestly,
nice.
like on the outside, I for some reason I picture like a yoga retreat, kind of like a silent retreat, or like you're going off on your own and you're by yourself.
Well, we're not Buddhists.
No, I know, but and then like I didn't picture like the resort. I for some reason we keep saying resort right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, this seems like my dream.
was
like
really
a
nice.
pool, like there's food, there's So like I felt like it was like the 12 or 15 of you were just like off in a desert by yourselves making it work, and you were doing yoga.
No, I mean, I will say this was really nice.
Okay.
Like I've been on other retreats that are also nice, but like not as resorty.
Got
So
it.
it definitely depends on the retreat you go on and where you go.
Very cool.
But we really liked working with this person because the
Yeah.
owner of the retreat group took very good care of everyone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool. What was your favorite, favorite experience in your 2 weeks? Like it could be in the first part.
So
or the
hard to answer.
I know. I knew. I should have prefaced this
I
one.
feel like the popular answer is the camel ride we went on.
Ooh, okay.
Because camels are adorable.
They are.
Um,
Aren't they actually kind of mean though?
these weren't.
Okay.
They were very
I feel
docile.
like I've heard camels are mean. Maybe I'm
No,
making
one
it
of the
up.
people on our in our group was taking selfies with it,
Okay.
like right next to it.
Yeah.
Getting
okay.
kisses from the
Then
camel.
maybe camels aren't mean then. Maybe the camel that I know of. Yeah.
I think they're known to be rude
Okay.
and spit.
Got it.
Actually, but prior to that, my sister and I went to some Roman ruins out in
Okay.
the countryside that
Oh,
were
wow.
amazing. And I haven't been to Roman ruins before, but other people have compared it to like going to Pompeii.
Ooh.
And that is like one of the best sites you can go to for it. They're still uncovering some of it. It's
What's the
called
name?
Volubilis.
Okay. Is that one with the volcano or no? Was there a volcano situation? Or am I making that
That's
up too?
Pompeii.
God. But there was another volcano. No.
I don't think
History.
I don't
geography,
think there was a
not
volcano
me.
here.
Got it. You continue.
I'm pretty sure there's no volcano related to this one.
Got it.
But it was incredibly well intact. It's still not even fully
Excavated.
excavated. Thank you.
See, I do know big words, people. Right?
I mean, it's just there's tile floors with murals that are
Wow.
completely intact still in it,
Yeah.
which is absolutely amazing.
Do you remember
and
the
full
dates?
pillars. No.
Okay.
There was no signage there. I
Okay.
mean, it's definitely. This was a site in the U.S., there'd be signage everywhere. But
Yeah.
this was just kind of like, I don't know, figure out how to get in there and
Interesting.
walk around.
Yeah.
There was some signs, but
What was the? This is gonna be a tough question. What was the hardest, most uncomfortable, or like cringeworthy moment of the trip?
well, there were several.
Ooh.
But I will. The train ride from Fez to Marrakech
Okay.
was uncomfortable. It was
Sketchy, uncomfortable.
No, it was
or
not
just...
sketchy at all. Nothing was sketchy.
Okay.
It was a very safe place to be. We
Got
never
it.
felt unsafe. But it was like a 7-hour train ride.
Oof.
We had taken the train already 3 times at this point, and no one had ever told us that when you get a ticket, you are assigned a seat.
Ah.
So there's premier class and there's second class, and we had always brought premier class tickets, and it was just one car. We just got on and like sat down. They were out of those for this one, so we had to do second class, and we just walked in and found seats and sat down. And we had like all of our luggage
Yeah.
that we were dragging around with us. Halfway into the flight, it started to get, or the train ride, it started to get really busy, and people were coming over to us, and they were like, what is the number on your ticket? And we were like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
We were in the wrong seats.
So it was your fault.
It was our fault.
Got it.
And so we had to get up, and then we moved to another seat, and then someone quickly came over and was like, what ticket do you have? Because we were going through Casablanca, which is very busy at like
Yeah,
rush hour.
yeah.
And then we looked at our tickets, and we both had the same seat number, but on different train cars.
Interesting.
So we weren't even sat next to each other, and we were like, well, we're not going to go find our seats. We don't even know what train car we're in.
Yeah.
So we just had to stand on the train for like a while.
Wow.
Like an hour, 90
Yeah.
minutes, just on a hot, packed, there's no air conditioning. It was very uncomfortable.
You're over it.
We were over it. We were tired. It was a long day. And it was just annoying. We were like, why didn't anyone tell us that you have an actual... I've never been on a train like that before.
Me neither.
Yeah, so...
Anything I'm missing that you want to share from this trip?
Yes,
Or
I think...
sell yourself to?
Oh, well, both things. So one, a lot of people asked, like, why would we go to Morocco? And I think there's a lot of preconceived notions about the safety or the culture in Morocco. It's very different than here, but I cannot emphasize enough how safe it was there and how welcoming people were. And it's a place I highly recommend going there. It's I think a lot of people have fears and reservations about it because it's very different than here, but
people have fears and reservations of traveling outside the city limits. So
that's true.
You know,
and also,
or out of the state of Indiana. So, but I hear you.
There's a lot of cultural differences. Yeah. Even as two women traveling by ourselves, we were very comfortable there. And
passport. Did you need a special permitting or anything, or a visa
just a
or anything?
Passport.
Just passport.
Just a passport to go. Yeah, it's really easy to go. So go to Morocco. Cool. It's a great place to visit.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And we will probably lead more retreats again. A lot of people were like, you guys were so good as sisters. You have to do a business doing this. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was really nice feedback because it was hard to do. I don't know. That depends on my sister. She has a lot going on. But probably in the future we will lead retreats again. So if you're intrigued by it, you know, ask me. We might go back to Morocco again.
Yeah.
So
I'm intrigued. Riley's intrigued. So
everybody can come with us on a retreat. I know. You look like you're ready to go. So please ask me about yoga retreats if you're curious. They're really nice.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm going to ask you more questions about it. So awesome. 3, 2, 1. Woo. Short time.